Hey everyone, and welcome back to our daily journey through World War II over the past 5 days. The world has been transformed. Today, on September 6, 1939, the initial shock has passed, and the world is now starkly divided into two realities, one of brutal, unrelenting war, and another of surreal and uneasy calm. Let's explore both. On the ground in Poland, the situation was becoming increasingly desperate. The German blitzkrieg was now in its 6th day, and the pace of the advance was showing no sign of slowing down. On this day, the Polish people suffered a devastating psychological and strategic blow with the fall of a major city and a historic cultural capital. German forces captured the city with little resistance, as the Polish army had been forced to withdraw to avoid being encircled. The German pincers were closing, pushing deeper into Polish territory and outmaneuvering the country's forces. While the Polish army fought with immense courage, their tactics, based on World War I-style formations, were no match for the speed of German tanks and the overwhelming support of the Luftwaffe. The Polish High Command was now trying to organize a general retreat to establish a new defensive line, but under constant air attack and with refugees clogging the roads, it was a chaotic and near impossible task. The battle for Poland was still raging, but its fate was beginning to seem tragically sealed. In stark contrast to the violence in the east, the Western Front remained eerily quiet. For the 3rd day, the Phoney War, or blitzkrieg, was in full swing. French and British forces were lined up along the Maginot Line and the Belgian border, facing their German counterparts, but no major attacks were launched. The French High Command, remembering the immense human cost of World War I trench warfare, was extremely cautious. They preferred to wait for the British Expeditionary Force to fully arrive and for their own armies to be completely mobilized. But the silence was unnerving. While bombs were falling on Polish cities, the biggest action on the Western Front on this day came from the skies, but not in the way you might think. The British Royal Air Force RAF launched missions to drop millions of propaganda leaflets over German cities. These leaflets carried messages explaining Britain's reasons for going to war and appealing to the German people. It was a bizarre, almost surreal form of warfare, a battle of ideas, not bullets. While the world was focused on Europe, the war continued to expand. On this day, a new nation officially joined the Allied cause, South Africa. After a period of internal political debate, South Africa's parliament voted to declare war on Germany. This may seem like a small detail, but it was incredibly significant. It showed that the conflict was rapidly becoming a truly global one, drawing in nations from different continents and adding to the collective strength of the Allied powers. On the home front, life was adjusting to its new reality. In Britain, the evacuation of children continued, a heartbreaking and necessary task. People were now used to the sight of children with gas masks and identification tags. Air raid wardens were a common sight in towns and cities. The public was settling into a state of nervous readiness, all while listening to the radio for news from a front that wasn't fighting back yet. The war was also active at sea. The British Royal Navy was already implementing the convoy system, with warships beginning to escort merchant ships across the Atlantic to protect them from German U-boats. Both sides were actively hunting for the other's vessels, and the submarine war, which would prove so crucial later in the conflict, was already underway. That was September 6, 1939. The day highlighted the grim balance of these early days of the war, a relentless, unstoppable force in Poland and an unsettling, tense calm on the Western Front. It was clear that this quiet period could not last forever. The world was holding its breath, waiting for the storm to break. Tomorrow, on September 7th, the German advance will continue to push forward in Poland, and we'll look at the first action on the Western Front that went beyond leaflets. Join us then as we continue to document the history of World War II, one day at a time. If you found this video informative, please hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you found most surprising about this pivotal day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.